Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Friday. Yay. I guess we can say yay. Friday, March 19th. We always I've never really gotten into the Friday thing. Have you, Jay, or what?
It's another day. I know I get a little bit of a break for the next couple of days from my regular work, but yeah, it's just another day.
Yep. So, anyway, we'll enjoy it nonetheless. I'm Brad Neufeld.
And I'm Jay Walther.
All right. We're here today to give you a positive quote, also a resilience tip for the day, and then we'll have a fun fact immediately after that. So, let's turn the time over to Mr. Jay Walter.
I think one of these days I might throw in a negative quote. I don't know
Oh, not this week. Well,
this week.
never mind.
Today's quote is from Dr. Wayne Dyer. If you believe it'll work out, you'll see opportunities. If you don't believe it'll work out, you'll see obstacles. So it's all your point of view. We've been
All
talking
your
about
point of view.
days and days and days. It's how you look at it and
Yep.
how you tell yourself, is it an obstacle? Is it a challenge?
Challenge.
Or
Yep.
is it a problem?
Yeah.
So yeah, we there's more than us talking about this, saying it's the way you look at it. So
Yep. Absolutely. Matter of fact, it's funny that you bring that up today, Jay, because guess what our guess what our resilience tip for the day is. We're going to talk about that very thing. This whole week has been spent on learning and how to develop a desire for learning and how to overcome learning challenges and whatnot. Well, here's a good way to end the week. Say these words out loud. I am an awesome learning machine.
I am an awesome learning machine.
Yeah, it's an interesting little thing there. This one here was something that I learned early on that actually helped me quite a bit. I was somebody who struggled all through high school. My focus was on sports and also farming. Most people might go, farming, what's that? Well, even though I was born in California, I was actually raised in the state of Alabama, living with some friends of our family, and we were on a 4,000-acre soybean farm, and so farming
Wow.
was in my blood, and I just loved doing that, and I did that till I was about 15 and a half years old before I came out to Utah here. But and in high school, I struggled a lot with comprehension. Okay. I was a math whiz. I had the math down. I was doing college algebra in seventh and eighth grade and just knocking it out of the park in that thing. But anything that had to do with reading, anything that had to do with English or history, I struggled, Jay. It was just not
Mhm.
something. I would pick up a book, read a paragraph, and close the book, and then the teacher would ask the questions. All right, where did the girl on the red bike go to? And I'm like, there was no red bike in there. All I remember was, some, punctuation that I didn't understand. That's all I remembered. And so it was very, very difficult for me. Well, I had something told me as I was talking to one of my teachers one day, and they said, Brad, you've just got some severe disabilities. You just need to go to the counselor and talk to them. So I go to the counselor, and the counselor just gave me this advice. You might as well plan on being a truck driver the rest of your life, Brad, because you're just going to have to come to the knowledge that you're stupid. That's
Nice.
what that was my advice I got in high school. And so, guess what? For the most part, I took that advice. Guess what I became out of high school?
You became a truck driver.
I became a truck driver because, again, I thought, okay, maybe I am just born stupid. I just think that's just how my brain is, and maybe I just wasn't given that gift. And so, I still tried really hard. I still pushed for it and whatnot. I ended up getting D minuses in all those classes. I did everything I could, but at least I passed. I passed them, but that was just something that I just kind of wrote off and said, well, I just want to be a farmer anyway. But I chose truck driving because it was getting a farm was not an easy thing or to do or and whatnot. But anyway, as I'm driving, I was getting kind of tired of that after a few years, sitting on my hind end all the time and just having a real struggle with my back and everything, even at a young age. And I was just getting tired of it. But I'd always listen to these late night radio stations. I would always, no matter what city I'm in, I'm trying to find the latest and greatest talk show to listen to overnight so I could help me stay awake. And one night I listened to this infomercial on there, and it talked about how your brain is a Cadillac. It is a powerful tool, but all you have to do is tell it what to do and it will do it. And I'm like going, okay, that sounds kind of weird. but he offered a tape at the end, that I could order a tape for $10.99 or whatever it was, and a cassette tape. That tells you how long ago it was.
Yep.
And so I thought, okay, what have I got to lose? I'm here on the road. I can listen to tapes all day long. So I ordered that tape, and it put me through some exercises. And then later on, I started going, you know what? I'm reading books now, and I'm starting to see what's in them. And then it was shortly after that, I was given the challenge to go to college. Well, why don't you go? Well, it scared me because all I've ever heard about college is you have 10 times the reading of high school, and you got to learn how to read fast and comprehend well. And it scared me for the most part. But
Yeah.
one day when I found out about all of this, that you just tell your brain what to do, I developed this phrase that worked for me. And it was, I learn quickly and easily. And I would say that over and over again, literally 1,000 times a day. I learn quickly and easily. I learn quickly and easily. I learn quickly and easily. And later on, I brought in this phrase here with, I am an awesome learning machine. Well, guess what happened in college? I got straight A's in English, straight
Wow.
A's in history. But what changed? What changed? Well,
You.
what changed is I overcame the belief that I was stupid when I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was telling my brain what to do. So that kind of goes along with the quote that we had talked about today too. So just remember that. If you're ever struggling, or if you feel like you have a bad memory, I know we talked about that towards the beginning of the week too, that if you're always saying stuff like, oh, I have a bad memory, well, that actually goes into your subconscious and it shuts down that part of your brain. That's been scientifically proven. That's just not Brad talking here. So, but anyway, that really worked for me, and I've been teaching that to students ever since, and it's really worked for them too. So start believing that you are a great learner. Matter of fact, one of our quotes that we had there from Dr. Wayne Dyer, one that I've always liked a lot, he wrote a book, and the title of the book was "You'll See It When You Believe It." And I would encourage people to go look up that book as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and have our fun fact for the day. I'm going to put my glasses on this time since I struggled on Wednesday to read that there. How's that? I'm not ashamed. I have glasses. All right, here we go. All right, today is, well, first of all, each year, National Let's Laugh Day on March 19th reminds us to add a little humor to our day. It's never good to be serious all the time, and letting the laughter bubble up from time to time is good for all of us. All right, we have all heard the saying, laughter is the best medicine. This is the day that you are to take your medicine. Well, we're going to say take your medicine, but take the medicine of laughter. How's that? Okay. We're not doctors, right, Jay? We can't.
That's right.
All right. So some studies have shown that laughter may boost the immune system, relieve tension, and help you relax.
Yep. Well, I'm not a comedian, but I play one on YouTube. So
I love it. All right. Well, guys, this is it for Friday. We do have our spotlight that'll start right after this, our host spotlight. And our spotlight today is going to be on Mrs. Julie Cluff. And Julie has her podcast, and it's entitled Build a Life After Loss. You will love to hear her story. She went through some very tragic events when she was a young mother, and her stories just resonate with a lot of people. We've had so many great compliments about having her on our station, and you can listen to her live every day as well on the station in the early afternoon. I believe it's 2 o'clock for her on the Mountain Standard Time, Monday through Friday. You can hear her podcast. But you'll hear my interview with Julie immediately following the ending of our clip here. And so let's go ahead and wrap that up for today. Again, it's Friday, March 19th. You can get a hold of us, or we encourage you rather to look up our website at resiliencetalknetwork.com. That's resiliencetalknetwork.com. Also on our Facebook page, please hit the follow us button. It's not follow us. What is it, Jay? Oh, come on. I can't quite see it there. Okay.
like it and subscribe.
Sign up on our subscribe button. There we go. But hit the subscribe button. It sure helps us to get this information out. But if you have any questions or comments, please, we'd love to have them put down there in the comment section. And we want to do everything we can to improve this for you so you can get your day started off great. But anyway, let's have a great weekend and enjoy our interview with Miss Julie Cluff. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Resilience Talk Network. We're going to be continuing our host spotlight. And this is another show that we have on the Resilience Talk Network. We have it both on our 24/7 streaming podcasting software, as well as on our YouTube channel. And today we want to introduce you to Julie Cluff. Julie does the Life, come on, Brad, Life After Loss podcast. Did I get that right?
Build a life after
Build
loss.
a life
It's a
after
long
loss.
name.
No, it's okay. But build a life after loss. And I know, Julie, yours is definitely a heart-wrenching one where you've had some great losses in your life. Can you tell us a little bit about what your podcast is about?
I'd be happy to. Again, I'm the host of Build a Life After Loss, and I have experienced, like you mentioned, many heartbreaks in my life, including a divorce, the death of my brother by suicide, and the death of my two youngest children in a car accident. And these have been tough things. And as I was able to rebuild after grief and to work through that grief and to rebuild, I just wanted to provide a platform that offered hope for other people. And there's 4 things that I've identified that really become diminished in grief. And that's our confidence, our sense of purpose, our relationships can become hard. And we also suffer from health issues when we experience grief. So these are some of the topics, in addition to grief, that I address on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's it's all about hope.
I've heard several of them. They're very inspiring, and believe me, my heart goes out to you with all the loss that you've had. That's not an easy thing to bounce back from. And so our hope is that people will tune into your show and realize, you can bounce back. There's still a lot of life in front of you, and there's good things that you can do. Who are you trying to reach out to?
Just anyone who has experienced a difficult loss, and sometimes they may have experienced a loss where people will tell them that that they're just going to have to learn to live with the grief. Yeah. And I just don't believe that's true. I believe that it's really difficult in the middle of grief to see that there's life after that there's life after the loss, there's life after the grief. Yeah. That we don't let go of the person, we don't let go of, the loss is still a part of our life, but we don't have to hold on to the pain of grief. We can eventually, with time and effort and proper tools, we can work through the grief and experience a life that in many ways is even more freeing and more wonderful than it was before.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, bless your heart, Julie, and thank you so much for being part of the Resilience Talk Network. We're so grateful for all the hard work you do to put these podcasts together, and we just want to let the world know that there's a lot of support out here for you, regardless of the situation you're in. We're trying to reach out and help as many people as we can here. But Julie's show, you can hear it Monday through Friday on our live network station, and you can find that at resiliencetalknetwork.com. That's resiliencetalknetwork.com, and click on the listen live button. And her show is every day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So tune in and let us know what you think. But thank you again, Julie, for your time today. And let's pray we can get this to the right people. How's that?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You.
Love all that you're doing.
Thank you.